Well, I set out with obviously Dean Baker, who's, as we know, is a football agent, makes his money that way. Passion for boxing is unbelievable, like myself. He was quite pleasantly shocked that there was nothing really, in boxing for you, alongside while you're boxing, like you said about the PFA, and afterwards. There's no career guidance, there's no job opportunities. And I think what we're trying to do with a really good team behind us is create, give fighters the opportunity. Look, we're here supporting you what you're doing, but why not? Is a time in between training, or as even amateurs can come and be a part, which we want. Look, there's some jobs on there, there's some courses. Have a look, and hopefully they'll take them up. And that's what it's really about, really trying to give something back to the sport. Like I said, Dean does really well in his footballing job, but his passion is boxing. I'm doing well, working with Micky Cantwell, and obviously I'm lucky I'm working with, doing a commentary with Red Hat TV. And listen, we're both doing it voluntarily, we're both there helping, but we've got a really good team behind us, got some good writers, some really good people who support the dream as well. So if we got 1 or 2 jobs out of it at the end of the year, and create that difference with a fight and it helps his family, then great, then we're doing a good job. But we're here for the long term, we're going to have a bit of fun along, the website's going to be interesting. I'm pretty sure you look at it, it is already, people are really impressed with it. And like I said, I just think hopefully we can give, fighters, trainers, listen, it's there for everyone. Volunteers who work in the sport, join it, there's some good training on there at the minute, have a look. Well, Boxing Futures can offer you some training in different areas. We've linked up with some different colleges to offer you might, listen, we don't know what you might fancy. You might want to be a bricklayer, you might want to be a school teacher, but there's avenues we can direct you in. There's also going to be some jobs on there. There's already some jobs on there, like if you like sport, we've linked in with a company to offer some student jobs who are willing to train you, into management, work at Wembley, work at Chelsea, work at Millwall, work at Charlton, so we've got some building companies on there going to offer specifically to people, it's not just for people at the end of the career, it's people during the career as well. Like I'm saying, have something run alongside what you're doing. You love your boxing, but also as well, like I said, unfortunately, we're not all going to be superstars. You've got to have something to support your family. And also as well, you've got amateurs who are never going to want to turn professional because they enjoy the sport so much. And if you're out of work, have a look, and hopefully we can help you. Like I said earlier on, we've got a really good team behind us, got some great companies supporting what we're doing, and they want to give some jobs to the fighters and their families. So yeah, have a look at boxingfutures.com. I started boxing when I was 12 years of age at a famous old club called Robert Browning, and it was run by a guy called, a lot of people remember this, a guy called Roy Francis, ended up being a famous referee. I was never going to be involved in boxing. I just went along with a friend of mine to just keep fit and to play with a local football team. I just loved it so much, just loved it, I stayed. And that, I was never ever, got no tradition with my family of anyone boxing. I was the first person ever, so that's where it all started. And I grew up in the Ellsworth estate, and we trained at an old school called Wolves School, which is still there. So yeah, that's where it started. Apart from it making me a better person, creating discipline, and obviously having respect for everyone, I was lucky enough to box for England, which is a great honour. Won a Cropper's Cup gold medal out in Athens, great memories. Won the ABA Championship twice, got to another 2 ABA finals, and professional. Never going to turn professional, fun enough, because I had a really good job and I loved it, and it was only at a small weight. I won the British title, controversially, against Keith Knox, very tight contest, and I ended up boxing for the world title 4 times and coming second. I've got 2 to be honest with you. First one in 1988, winning the ABA final at the old Wembley Arena. National championships, to get to Wembley, your championship started in January. But to win my first ABA national championship at Wembley Arena, packed arena, and I beat a really good fighter called Robbie Regan, who went on to win a world title. So that's my highlight as an amateur, as a professional, I think boxing Babe Jack McLaren for the world title in '97. The reason for that is, well, you know, I got the opportunity through Frank Warren to box. It gave me a great opportunity to box world title light flyweight, and I boxed the famous Babe Jack McLaren from South Africa. He come over here and he was destroying all sorts of fighters, and to take him to a split decision on a world championship bill, you had Nassim Hamid, Steve Collins, Robin Reed, and to be a part of that. But it wasn't just that. What it was as well for me was the build up to it. You know, I got treated so well. You know, Frank Warren's organisation treated me brilliantly, and I felt like I was trained by Jimmy Tibbs. I had the best time ever in boxing. Had a great laugh. Jimmy was a real character. You know, a lot of viewers remember him training people like Nigel Benn, and Jimmy's, you know, a really top trainer, but also a top man. And I had the best time ever. I had a great time. At the end of it, like a lot of fighters, you know, you don't think at the end of it. I know it sounds crazy. You don't think, oh, it's all coming to an end. But I think a lot of fighters, I realised maybe went on probably 1 or 2 fights too long. But you always want that dream. You always want to win a world title, or you know, that final payday. I've never ever done it for money boxing, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would tell you that. But obviously, you know, when it ends, there's not really much for you at the end of it, which people find, I think a bit strange. I think it's a bit of a weird one, really. I think first as well, what I've come to learn with the sport, I know this may sound crazy, but being an individual, you've got to look after yourself. The PFA, and I've done some work with them closely, you know, they've got a massive organisation. They're funded, you know, through Sky Sports. They get like this millions of pounds punched back through into the sport. With boxing, we've got the Boxing Board of Control, a really top organisation. But a lot of people work for the Board of Control, apart from, you know, students. They're all volunteers, and people will be quite surprised, you know. Also, with boxers, what don't realise is you only get paid when you box. So you can only make box 2 or 3 times. And I think what happens is, which hopefully we're going to obviously create, is that you're going to have that, not to take that dream away, but obviously have something in between. So you've got some kind of income coming in as well to support what you're doing. Because listen, let me tell you something, you know, it's not all going to be like your Ricky Attons, your Joe Calzaghe's, your Lennox Lewis's, your Nassim Hamids, you know, who go on and make enough money to support their life outside boxing. But I think what it is with boxers, you all believe there's a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow, and unfortunately, you know, for 97% of them, it probably isn't.